crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Do you guys mind if we just try this over? Because then I can edit that beginning out. So pretend I didn't go live yet. I'm going live now. Where the heck? There we go. Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. There we go. Hey guys. I didn't realize I was up on that little camera there, but I am, and I might turn that off because I'm like cleaning. And the Daybell case needs to stop throwing curveballs because I can't get anything done. I can't get anything done over here. Let's talk about the latest news in the VALLOW case. Jason, none of us wanted to hear this news. None of us wanted to hear this crap. But hello, I'm trying to get over my stage fright of being on video. I don't think I've ever admitted that publicly. I have a fear of being on camera. I hate it. I'm way more comfortable with audio, but I know that YouTube is part of this. So I'm trying to get over my fear slowly. So I guess that was an impromptu, hey, I'm cleaning, I look like shit. Maybe that was my push into getting more comfortable. So I'm going to go off camera for that. But now, let's talk about the latest news. I know a lot of you heard it already. Most of you probably heard it. Oh my God, you guys. I am seeing like 11 ones. 111 all day today. Okay. Just saw it again. Okay, let's pull up the official announcement. And this Nate Eaton is where I got my information from. All right. I'm so glad I went live too. I'm like, oh, I've got to. I just have to. Because this is just too much. But I do have a few things that I want to bring up. A few points that kind of crossed my mind. Okay, so here's Nate's post. This is Nate Eaton. So this was filed today. State of Idaho versus Noreen VALLOW. Whoops, aka Daybell. On March 8th, 2021, the court under seal entered an order for competency evaluation for Noreen VALLOW, aka Daybell. The evaluation was ordered after the defendant's fitness to proceed was drawn into question by counsel. Pursuant to IC 18-211-212, this case was stayed from further proceedings pending a determination of the issue of defendant's competency. Therefore, the court and counsel for the parties received the completed psychological assessment prepared by a licensed clinical psychologist who is qualified pursuant to IC. All right, let me get the next one. Pursuant to can we see that one? The next page. right, hold on. There it is. Pursuant to IC 18 to 11.1 to perform such an assessment. The completed assessment determined that at this time, the defendant is not competent to proceed and recommends restorative treatment. So Lori had this done back in March, this assessment, and they just got the results back. And she is not competent, so says the licensed clinical psychologist. Now, there is one more page. Let me see. I want to show you guys everything, even if it's not exactly relevant. I don't want to leave anything out. So the last page, I'll go ahead and show you guys that, and we'll read that, and then we will discuss. Because what the heck? All right, there's the final page. The order, staying the case. The court has now been advised that the state contest the finding of the report. The court has now been advised that the state contests the finding of the report. So they received the report and the state is contesting. Obviously, they're saying she's competent. Therefore, the court will schedule a hearing on this issue pursuant to IC 1812.1. And the stay in this case remains in effect pending determination of the issue of competency. It is so ordered. Dated this 27th day of May, 2021, and Stephen Boyce signed that. Okay, so I want to discuss this because we didn't see this coming, right? However, some of you guys yesterday did see this coming. You guys did see this coming. Because a lot of you were like, look at her. She's in baby blue. She's in a medical setting. And then I rewatched it last night and I was like, hot damn, they're right. Because if you look where her and Means are sitting, there's like cinder block walls behind them. And they're not going to have, I mean, you saw where Chad is. Like, he didn't have cinder block walls behind him. She was clearly in an institutional setting, like a medical institutional setting, in my opinion. Did we even know? Now, maybe I missed this, but did we even know that she was undergoing an assessment? Because I don't recall ever hearing that, and I didn't know we were waiting on results. So did you guys know that? Because I might have missed it. Hey, Salsa Shaker, it's good to see you here. Can you guys tell me if that was well known, if she was receiving a competency exam? Okay, thanks, Brunch, because I don't remember hearing that either. I don't remember hearing they were even conducting a mental evaluation. But it's been interesting because if you think about it, all the hearings that we've had for the last like 3 months have been for Chad. So did Chad undergo an evaluation as well? Okay, so this is new to everybody. No one even knew that she was she was being examined. So for all we know, Chad could have been examined as well. What did Chad find so funny yesterday? I think it was the technical issues. He thought it was funny. Like, what does Chad Daybell have to smile or laugh about right now? He's ruined his children's lives. He's killed his wife. He's ruined his extended family's lives. His friend. I mean, everybody that knew the guy is affected by this, and he's sitting there laughing. Yeah, Janessa. I'm telling you, this woman is gonna play victim. I called it like a while ago she's going to play full out victim, because I already have seen in the media they're talking about, like, you know, asking the family questions. There was an interview with Kay and Larry Woodcock yesterday with Justin Lum, and he said, did you ever think that Lori could be manipulated by a man this way? You know, blah, blah, blah. I don't remember the context of the question, but just to hear, like, it's already like being talked about in that direction, that Lori is some kind of victim who was manipulated by Chad. But on the other hand, let's talk about this. Was she? I mean, for all intents and purposes, we know her family's bizarre. We know her immediate family's bizarre, okay? Without a doubt. But a lot of families are bizarre. But from what we've heard, like, she was a good mom prior to meeting Chad Daybell. What do you guys think of that? I think that's what I've always said too, Dark Angel. She's the manipulative one. However, look at how many people Chad Daybell has manipulated to think his way is the way, to think he's some kind of prophet. He had like over 10,000 people following him. Well, see, if they don't now that the psychologist said she's mentally incompetent, they have to get her to the point where she can be competent. So, whatever that means, I mean, we don't really know the reasoning that she's mentally incompetent. It could be severe depression, it could be anxiety and panic. And maybe now they've started her on medication, and all we have to do is wait for her to get leveled out. Now, is she going to pretend that she's not leveled out? Probably, because we've seen Lori Vallow is a very, very good actress. And I think Kay Woodcock is right when she said, she answered Justin's question and she said, I think they were just a terrible, like, toxic mix together. Because I don't think she's the innocent little lamb, sweet and innocent, as she puts it. And Chad was this master manipulator. I think Chad saw dollar signs. I think he thought that he had landed himself a cougar that looked good for her age and she had money. And if they killed off her ex-husband or her husband, she'd have a lot of money. I think Chad saw dollar signs. Exactly, Kimberly. Colby did say several times she knows right from wrong. And Freudian slippers. Well, you know what I'm saying. Like, she's 50 some years old and she takes care of herself. She's got a nice figure. Look at Chad. I mean, for Christ's sake, we're talking about Mac Tonight meets, you know, ex former Miss Texas or whatever she was. Yeah, she's in her 50s. She's in her 50s. I don't know what color her eyes are. Red, like the devil. But anyways, that's what I think Chad saw. Dollar signs and a good-looking chick. The question is, what the hell like lured Lori in? The spiritual aspect? I guess that's where I'm stumped. That's where I'm stumped. I mean, wouldn't you have to be crazy to do what she did? To go along with it? To be part of it? To direct it, possibly? For everything that she did? Do you think that you'd have to be a little mentally insane? I mean, do you think this is justified that she goes through this in order for her to not come back later and say she was crazy? And everything's crumbling down on her, isn't it, Jason? Charles, justice for Charles is next. So I think the walls have caved in on Lori, and I have no doubt that she probably did have a mental breakdown. Legit had a mental breakdown. But I thought this was something that happened suddenly. I thought, oh, legit, when these charges came down, she had like a mental breakdown. But now to hear this was ordered back in March. This is all just part of the process. This is Mark Means. This is Mark Means. Do we have any more info on Melanie G? I haven't heard anything more from yesterday. Janessa, see, that's the thing. Her lawyer is the one that said he was concerned. So he got the mental evaluation ordered. And then once the psychologist deemed her incompetent, she doesn't have a say in it. Mad Donut, anything's possible. For real. Kara says she didn't appear sick in Hawaii, but mentally sick, you don't look sick. I'm playing devil's advocate here because there's two sides to this. And I think, we're doing an injustice for ourselves if we don't talk about all aspects of what could happen. What if she gets ordered to a state mental hospital? Does Idaho have state mental hospitals still? I ask because I'm from Michigan, and in Michigan, they pretty much got rid of all the state mental hospitals. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. It's hard sometimes in chat to pick up sarcasm. But no, I get it. Yeah, she looked pretty happy in Hawaii. Oh, Lord. Freudian Slipper says, yeah, I can see a prison wedding with Mark Means. Oh, Lordy. He does seem to kind of fancy her. Deborah said, crazy. I think it's all Means and his defense abilities or his defense incapabilities. Hey, Salsa, Barry Morphew isn't until 4 o'clock Mountain Time today. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Means is dumb. I just think he's creepy. Janessa said, but is she one to go along with this? I think she's totally playing them. She is nuts, but she knew what she was doing was wrong. Means wrote the script for her and she just played it up. It's infuriating. I agree. And let me tell you, if this woman truly believed what she thought she did was right and was for the best of everybody, why did she hide it? Why didn't she proudly exclaim, this is what I did and why? If she believed in it that much. Like, if she was truly crazy, I feel like she would have been shouting from the rooftops. This is my belief, just like the people. Okay, think about the people in Waco. That was a cult. And they stood by their beliefs till the end. Till the end. But she's going to hide from her staunch beliefs? What's that all about? Hang on, I'm going to get another cup of coffee. I'll be right back. But yeah, let me know what you think. I'm going to come back and catch up on chat. Okay, I'm back. I don't think there's anything confirmed between her and Means. No, I think we were just all kind of joking, half joking. Roberta says this is BS. She's evil, not crazy, like Stephanie Harlow says. Our justice system is broken. Just shit. I partially agree with that. Our justice system can be broken at times, but our justice system does work. And our justice system is the best in the entire world, in my opinion. But I'm very patriotic for our country. I love our country. She was nuts before she met Chad. I think she killed Tylee's dad. She is just a monster. I don't think she's been charged in Charles' death. It's been thrown out there that charges may come in Charles' death, but I don't think they have come yet. But this woman is going to play every card she can. That's the kind of person she is. We have all gone back, most of us anyway, have gone back and we've seen the court documents between her and Joseph Ryan, the bitter divorce and the bitter custody battle over Tylee. Horrible. This woman even brainwashed her child into thinking that Joe Ryan abused him. I really don't believe Joe Ryan abused him. That's my opinion, based on everything that I've heard about Joe Ryan. I think that Lori will play every card she can to get Lori where Lori wants to be. And Lori doesn't want to be behind bars. If Lori had to choose between an state institution and a state correctional facility, pretty sure Lori would want a state institution. So I think Lori will do anything she can to get herself where she wants to be. Hey, Cherokee Grandma. Oh my gosh, it's been so long. Welcome back. I'm glad you're getting my notifications. But you know what, you guys, maybe instead of, I know it's going to drag this case is going to drag out. So they're supposed to be tried together, correct? Am I right on that? Hey, Chronic. Okay, let's give a quick recap for those of you that are just joining. So, unbeknownst to us, back in March of this year, Lori was given a mental evaluation. We did not know this was going on. The results have come back and deemed her incompetent, and they are recommending rehabilitation services for her. What that entails, we don't know. What factors made her incompetent, we don't know. All we know is there is now a stay in the case, and this may get Jimmy Rhino, this may get Chad his own trial. What if this part for Lori is stayed for so long and Chad wants to move forward with his? I don't know. Can he do that? I'm sure Mr. Pryor can recommend or can ask the judge to grant him moving forward in his trial. But if she's not mentally competent, would she even be able to testify against him? See, this is all such a tangled legal mess. Because if she's mentally incompetent for court proceedings, even if Chad went to trial, I don't think they could bring her in as a witness. So is there some kind of method to this madness? The Means madness? I think we all underestimated Mr. Means. What do you guys think? My chat is moving so slow. Like all of a sudden it'll just go, open the floodgates. Well, chronic, I agree. I feel like they planned it just like they planned everything else. Yeah, we don't know why Chad doesn't want the trials together. But can they even testify against each other because they're married? I don't think they have to testify against each other. Lynn, I agree. Lynn B said something really important. She said, it always gets me. It takes many dying to find her incompetent. Didn't Charles VALLOW tell law enforcement she was mentally ill right before he was murdered? Yeah, a few months before. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, no insanity plea in Idaho? Hmm. But okay, so how do they handle mentally incompetent people in Idaho? What do they do with them? They just shove them in a state hospital or what? Yeah, and they basically laughed at Charles. Hey, Shell, what's up? They basically laughed at Charles when he walked away. When he was saying, we're LDS, but she's believing in all of these cult beliefs and she's lost her mind. Even Charles' friend testified to that on the phone to one of the Gilbert officers. See, and that's the thing, Bernie. They didn't say if it was prosecution or defense. It just said counsel. I'm assuming her counsel. Counsel, let me pull it up again. Oh, wait, that's the wrong page. Hold on. It would be the first page, I think. Yes, the evaluation was ordered after the defendant's fitness to proceed was drawn into question by counsel. I'm assuming her counsel, so probably Mr. Means. I feel like this is all a plan. What are you talking about, Benny? I'm doing fine. Just relax. Um, oh, Lori Vallow, you are just. Ugh. Oh, thanks, Jason. Verdict watch in Molly Tibbetts' case already. Wow. Lucky Cricket said Mel G smirked about Lori passing with flying colors her supposed court order mental evaluation in Arizona. Hey, Charlie, welcome back. Wait, what is Cheryl saying? I don't think it's been announced. I haven't seen that. Yeah, I don't know, Chronic. I definitely think he's staying in the game because he wants to make a name for himself. And who could blame him? Who could blame him? I know, Ellen. I know. Like I said the other day, I'm like, I can't believe people like this even exist. Judy, I know the interview with Colby. You guys, there's an interview with Colby. And he is just such a bright young guy. Like, he really has handled this. I don't know who's been like guiding him, but he just has the right mentality and he's done all the right things, you know? He tried to get Lori to talk. Tried and tried and tried. And he even admitted some things that we didn't know. That he even contacted her after these charges. And she won't even admit to him that this even happened. So what else can he do, like he said, other than throw his hands up in the air? You guys have you guys seen his interview? Because I can play it. And then we can discuss if you'd like. Anonymous says, I don't trust Colby. Why not? Just because he was raised by Lori and he's involved in the family and the whole dynamic, or what? I really feel like Colby is just a huge victim of Lori. Exactly, Darnell. Jose Baez went from a nothing attorney to globally known because of Casey Anthony. So, yeah, I mean, who could blame Means for, you know, wanting to advance his career by this falling in his lap? I'm curious why Anonymous feels the way that they do, though. Bernie. Bernie, where are you from? I agree, Cherokee. I feel like, and I even said this to somebody today, I feel like after I watched Colby's interview, I felt like, okay, Lori did do something right because that young man is a smart young man. And I think that maybe Colby needs to be reminded of that. You know, he hears about this horrible evil, these evil things and lies, and this person that he never thought his mom was. This was his best friend before Chad. He considered his mom his best friend. And for him to kind of take all of this in, process it, and have the attitude he does now so quickly in this amount of time is amazing to me. And I really feel like Colby needs to know that his mom didn't do everything wrong because he turned out the way he did. And I think that that's important. But I'm going to go ahead and pull up his interview right now. Yes, he's definitely got more sense than her. Absolutely, he does. Oh, but we'll watch his video right now. It's about 15 minutes. Really good. He's very raw, very open. And I want to say, I think that Justin Lum has done such a fabulous job reporting on this because he really has been so real with all of these people that he's been in contact with. Kay and Larry, Colby, I don't know who else he's in contact with regularly, but they trust him and he's done right by them and they talk to him like a friend. And I just think that's impressive because not all reporters can get to that point with people. You know, they could have superficial interviews, but I think you'll agree. And I think that after you watch this, everybody should go leave Justin Lum an awesome review because I just think he's done the best job that he could with this case. So let's listen to Colby talk about his reaction to the charges yesterday and his thoughts on his mom.
Well, Colby, thank you for making this time. And it has been such a week for you and your family.
Yeah.
And I just want to start and catch up with you because last time I spoke to you was, 2020. It seems like forever ago.
Yeah.
And I just want to know like where your head is at right now after this indictment came down and the new details that have come out. And you're moving in the right step. They're moving in the right step forward for justice, but at the same time, it's your mother that's being accused. So just take me there and tell me what's on your mind.
Yeah. So honestly, with all this new information, it's probably, it got worse. Like, so every time something happens, as good as everything is, it's always bittersweet. And what happened was, once I found out about just the more of the detail, like we always kind of knew that was happening, it's worse. It got worse. And yesterday was just a really, really hard day. And it's a good day because there is a point where you have to be excited that things are going to be happening. But like I said, it doesn't ever not hurt. And so it's just hard, man. I can't even explain it. Like, there's no way to explain the feeling. I was definitely really angry yesterday. So
it's this weird feeling of being angry and also being relieved that, you know, your siblings are going to get some sort of justice. It doesn't bring them back. And I know this has been such a long journey and a tough year. I mean, we're about to hit June 9th. Did you watch the initial appearance today, or have you tried to stay away?
So we've, over time, at the beginning, I was kind of like, someone can just update me. I can't like look at them. Today we watched it. It was really hard. It's a difficult thing, but I feel like right now, keeping up with it, we know what's going on and we need to stay in the loop, right? Because it is like, and it always has been about the kids. And it's always been about Charles and having the justice for those people. I'm not really as like focused on what happens to my mom and Chad. I know they're going to be in jail. So I literally don't, like, you know what I mean? I've really put them to the side, and it's really all about taking the right steps forward for the kids and for everybody.
Has your mom reached out to you? Have you spoken to her? What has that been like for I mean, you guys were best friends and you guys were so close. So you are her firstborn. And now here we are and everything that's transpired. Just take me to what that relationship is like, if you can.
Yeah. So, I mean, we did talk right as we came here the very first time. And then those conversations were just nothing because she's not going to tell me what's going on and I didn't care about anything else. So no, we haven't talked. I've thought about talking to her, obviously face to face every time. I'm not gonna lie, yesterday would have been the probably worst time to do it because I think I was at my peak of anger. I've always tried to keep myself held back a little bit in the sense of not go to anger first because that's already an automatic response. But this time I'm like, I just am really having a hard time to not be angry. And so I don't know if I have no actual purpose to tell my mom what to do and what the right thing is. I've been literally trying to do that with her since this all started. And that's what my YouTube channel was a plea to her, just do the right thing. You literally know what that is and you're choosing not to do it. So even though I was close to her, she is a grown woman and she can make decisions and she's literally continuing to choose the wrong thing. So that's why I'm waiting to see what happens with her and what's going on. But she knows what's right and wrong.
You said you didn't recognize her, basically, like the person that she had become. And like you spoke to her when you first came to Rexburg, she was extradited here and she never gave you answers. We waited until June 9th to find out. And that had to be extremely heartbreaking because she couldn't, like you said, do the right thing and say something.
Right.
So right now you feel like you have no reason to speak to her. Is that true? Because she's just not in the right mind?
She's not there. Like, I tried. That's the thing that people don't understand. Like, I tried, and it wasn't for anybody but for Tylee and JJ in that time, trying to figure out what was going on with him. And I tried to just say, you're in jail. You know what the consequences of even just abandoning them, if they are hiding or this and that. We need to figure out what's going on. I want to see my family. This isn't about you or whatever you believe. And her response was always it's fine. Everything's going to be okay. We're going to figure this out. This isn't a big deal. It was always that. It was always, this isn't a big deal, blah, blah, blah. So the long story short is, after that much time put in, and then I called her after everything happened and we found out. I called her even after and tried to confront her. And she's still not going to sit there and even go with me and say, yes, this happened. it's just fantasy. You don't know what happened. You'll never understand. It's never just, I did this and this is my fault. And no, it's everything else. It's everybody else. So, I mean, as a person, what am I supposed to do? I can't change her mind. I can't make her make the right decisions. So my focus has gone off of making her say or do the right thing, and just been like, okay, you know what? We're going to focus on Tylee, JJ, Charles, and that's our family. And we need to focus on what's going to be coming up for them next. We know this court thing's going to happen, but I can't do anything for her. I tried my best.
And so she wouldn't get into specifics when the kids were found.
Mm-hmm.
She just said everything.
Wouldn't.
She just said you don't understand and didn't
you don't
have
understand.
any accountability.
No accountability. You don't know what happened. You weren't. She said you weren't there for them. To me, I mean, it was a really hard conversation. It caused a lot of more anger on my part. And like I said, I've tried to keep myself composed in a lot of these situations. I tried really hard to be the bigger person and try to speak to her and not jump in and say, what the heck are you doing? Go off on her, say all these things. I've always been like, okay, let's just try to level out and say, like, you know, what is really happening? You know, not trying to take the approach of my anger and taking that and letting that be the forefront, because I know people don't respond to that. So I tried a lot, and it doesn't matter to her. So apparently like what I thought in the beginning, if I would have seen her thinking, oh, well, if I can talk to her in person or I can do this, she would say something or she would whatever, but she doesn't care what I have to say. It's not about, it doesn't, no matter what I say, it doesn't change her mind.
So from what you gathered, do you feel like she was tired of being a mother and just wanted a new purpose in life, even though, you know, what we've seen in court documents makes no sense at all? I mean, what did you gather from that last conversation? I'm assuming last June.
Yeah, she's out of her mind. That's what I gathered. I don't give a frick if you don't want to be a parent. I don't care what your purpose is. I don't care what it is. You don't go around and take everyone's life to get to where you need to go. If you wanted to be away from everybody, walk away. No one was stopping you. Everybody would have jumped in and we could have figured out situations for the kids. If you couldn't handle them, they know better. They knew what they were doing, and they didn't want to choose anything other than what they chose. And so it's just, you have to get to a place of understanding of, you can't change what happened and you have to forgive. But after yesterday, it just took me from that place of like trying to forgive everybody to back to a lot more questions. And then the anger comes in and all those things. But like I said, her mindset is, I cannot follow it. I never will be able to know what she was thinking or feeling or thought was the right thing to do. I know she knows better though. I'll tell you that.
But you know the person you knew before, and would you call herself a strong-minded woman that would not be able to get manipulated by someone like Chad Daybell? Like, how did that shift?
I really couldn't tell you. I don't know if it was a pure manipulation. I don't know if she just chose to do everything. I think it was more of she wanted to do whatever she wanted to do, which is whatever it was, be alone, I guess, or not have kids or not have responsibility or whatever that was. And on top of that, she had someone whispering in her ear. So I think it was just all those things put together, and you get this. And like I said, not in a million billion years will I be able to sit here and tell you, oh, well, that makes sense. And that's why. And I know that's not what you're asking, but it's never going to be, oh yeah, this is why she did that. There's no reason. There is no reason.
Your late Uncle Alex is named in this indictment as well. If he was alive, he'd be definitely charged. He's accused of conspiring as well. You've learned new details about him. Do you think that he could be manipulated by Lori? Or what do you think that dynamic in their brother-sister relationship was?
I didn't grow up close to Alex by any means. He was his own person. He would come around every once in a while. He's kind of the out person. Like he was in at all the family parties all the time. He was kind of doing his own thing. Then they got close together for whatever reason. They started being really close. And then I don't know how you go from being close. Like I could understand being close to your brother or your sister. I don't understand how you go from, okay, we're going to be close to, we're going to start killing our family members. Like there's no way you get to that point ever. And I'll never be able to explain it. And so, like I said, for him, for her, it's the same exact thing. Like I couldn't tell you what they were thinking. Their relationship, they got closer, but you don't just get to that place. You don't just get to this place of no one's lives matter. And we're just going to start doing whatever we want. And we run the world and we're going to take people's lives. They don't have that right.
Is religion that powerful to them or that impactful on them to justify this? Because that's what prosecutors believe, is that that was the reason or the justification of everything. And
Right.
it does, if to
But here's
to
the
the
thing.
most, it doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah, it doesn't, because here's the thing. If you believe in Jesus, you believe in God, you believe in these things. When you read the Bible or anything, nothing they've done lines up with anything that the Bible says. Nothing. There's no example or where you could draw a parallel or say, well, this person did this in the Bible, so we could do this. There's no justification. So, like I said, their thing is completely their own, and I don't know how you can take something that you hear and just jump in so deeply without having your own thoughts and process. Because anybody who would ever want to be a Christian, let's just say Christian, if you want to be a Christian, and I'm telling you all these things about being a Christian, and I'm telling you about Jesus and all these amazing things, and you hear them and you like what you're hearing, but at the same time, you still need to go and say and pray about it. You still need to read the Bible and read the scriptures, and you need to be in that place for you to understand and have your own connection with God and have that relationship, not because of me. And so that's my point. I don't understand how you can go from and even say the name Jesus and do all the things completely opposite of him. So I don't know how they got to that point. Like I said, belief, I think, can be a strong thing, but there's no belief based off of Jesus or based off of God that tells you to go and start murdering people and kill your family members and do all these things with no consequence. There's no gospel that says that.
How has your mother changed your life since this has happened? Like, take us to, because people think about, oh, that's her son, and they think about the case, but they don't know your everyday life, how you're
Right.
affected, what you have been through since 2019, late 2019. So, like, how has she impacted you today?
I would say the word stripped, right? She stripped everything that we've ever known and had. She took all of my family's life. I don't have my family. I don't get to have that time with them. I don't get to know them anymore. I don't get to have that. She stripped that foundational thing. She took everything that she could away from all these different people. Like I said, not just me. She stripped everybody away from other people. And then on top of that, like I said, our credit was tied together on a lot of things. That got stripped down. And then we had to deal with all the repercussions of her decisions in every single way. So our lives have been completely changed, but our faith in being Christian and trusting in God at all through this time. So we're not going to sit here and try to just be these victims, because the are, Charles and Tylee and JJ and Tammy, the people who actually were taken, they're victims, but we are living with the results, So
I know you're religious and you have your faith. Do you pray for your mom?
I do. I have before. I'm at a place now where it's just taking me some time. Like, the reality is, you're supposed to forgive people. You need to forgive people because it helps you move on, and you can't hold on to the unforgiveness because it's literally eats you as a person away. But at the same time, I'm a human being, and I like yesterday, a perfect example. And then a lot of times I'm angry, and it can be hard to try to, you have to deal with what you're feeling emotionally. And then, like, with the spiritual stuff, you have to kind of figure out, and it takes some time. So I try to pray. I mean, I pray all the time for things to go right, to have God's will done, all those things. But at the same time, there is an emotional side, and you have to deal with that. So, praying for her has been an on and off thing, but like I said, it's really for her and God to deal with. She knows what's right and wrong, and it's not on me. And I think I try to take that responsibility. Oh, this is my thing. I'm still here. I can tell her, do the right thing, do these right things for the kids, do this for Charles, tell the truth. And she's not. So it is her decision, not mine.
Do you see yourself ever speaking to her again?
Not right now. Not right now. Not how I'm feeling right now. The reason why not is because I know going in guns hot, ready to go at her and tell her everything that she's ever done to me, and tell her all these things that she's done to all my family members and this and that. that's not going to get her anywhere. And what I mean by get her anywhere is like she needs to tell the truth, and she also needs to ask for forgiveness, not from me, but from God. So, but I don't know if going in guns hot is the right way to do it.
Lastly, yesterday was JJ's
Mhm.
9th birthday. It would have been his 9th birthday. How much do you miss JJ? How much do you miss Tylee?
Every day I miss him. Like yesterday was hard because my whole point was to celebrate JJ and Tylee and Charles. Like those are days are for to remember them. And I know that as good as yesterday was, it did cloud a lot of JJ's birthday. So it was hard. It always is hard. Anytime their birthday comes up, we even know in a couple weeks, it's going to be technically the day they found them. And it's like, it's hard to even imagine sometimes that they're not here. And it literally is a daily process of something. You have to keep going forward, and it's hard, but I miss them every single day. Like there's never a day I'm not thinking about them. And yeah, it can be really hard.
Well, Colby, again, I'll say, man, how you've handled this whole journey and twists and turns and this whole bizarre timeline in your 20s, early 20s, a lot of respect. And I just hope that you keep finding more peace. And I appreciate you trusting me and opening up, because I know this is not definitely the hardest thing to open up about in your life. I would assume, talking about your mother and your siblings who passed. So thank you again. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you. And, like I said, this whole thing is really about them. So that's why we talk about it, because it's not just about me, it's about them too. And they're the ones that are the victims. So I appreciate you giving me a platform to talk about it, and your honesty and your kindness. So I appreciate you too, man.
Support the traveling public as we.
All right, guys, that was Colby's interview, and I thought it was, really good. I think that Justin, like I said, he did a great job with his interview with Kay and Larry as well. I just feel like he just handled himself great. They talked to him like a friend. And Colby, I think, was really open and honest. And I don't think that he is giving Lori any room for any excuse for anything she's done. He's completely blaming her 100%. He's not even blaming Chad. He's blaming her. He's holding her responsible for what she did to his siblings and who he calls dad, which is Charles VALLOW. And you notice he kept mentioning she knew right from wrong. She knew right from wrong. He knew this competency exam was done. He knew. Because as the victims, which he is, they notify the victims of these things first. Chad here. So he knew that, and he also keeps bringing up Charles, and I think that really verifies that we're going to see some charges for Charles VALLOW's death, because he is calling for justice for Charles. So I feel like he knows something. Oh yeah, Nate's been amazing too. Yep. Nate got up in the helicopter the day that they found the children on Chad's property. Nate was all over it, and he was flying over. They actually had to stay back because he was there right in the midst of everything. So both of those men have done a great job, I think. I'm just reading through your comments, and you're basically all saying the same thing that I was just saying. Aisha says, what a total load of crap. This is just another attempt to get out of a crime, to get some type of scapegoat, because poor Lori can't dye her hair and put on red lipstick. The news is saying that the Chandler Police Department has finished an investigation on Charles' death. Really? Mystic Firefly wants to know, who is Colby's father? So his name is William, and he was Lori's second husband that she married. She married her first husband, was like high school sweetheart, whatever. And then that didn't last, and she divorced him, and then she married William when she was like early 20s, I think, 2021. And then she had Colby, I believe. Don't quote me on her age, but he was her second husband. He's still alive, but he was not in Colby's life as far as I know. I'm going to look it up right now, Brunch. We'll get the deal on VALLOW. I really feel like there's movement in Charles' case, because Colby wouldn't be saying that and posting on Instagram. You remember he posted a picture of Charles, Tylee, and JJ and said, "Just you guys will all get justice." Okay, 45 minutes ago. Oh, no, no, we have breaking news. Hold on. Hold on, we have breaking news. Chandler police submit conspiracy to commit first-degree murder charge against Lori Vallow and death of husband Charles Vallow. So they're seeking conspiracy to commit first-degree murder against Lori for the murder of Charles. Hang on, let me... This case is too much. This is going to be like one thing after another. You watch. Okay, so let's read this. Hold on. I need to figure out a better way to resize these windows. There's got to be an easier way. Maybe I should do some tutorials. All right. Another monitor. Yeah, but with OBS, I still have to... No, but with OBS, though, it's separate from that. Okay. So police say Lori's brother, Alex Cox, shot and killed Charles Vallow at their home in Chandler in July 2019. Well, we knew that. So let's watch this quick video clip and let's see what they say, and then we will read and discuss. So hold on. Hold your water, people.
Alex Cox, the brother of Lori Vallow Daybell.
He died mysteriously in Gilbert in December of 2019. Gilbert police now finishing their investigation into his death, and they support the medical examiner's findings that he died of natural causes. Court records show that Cox's cell phone records were used to pinpoint the location where the bodies of Lori's kids, JJ and Tylee's bodies, were found.
A new police report also gave information on Cox's widow, who he married just 2 weeks before his death. He says that she also followed Chad Daybell's doomsday teachings and was offered immunity in the case against Lori and Chad.
Okay, guys. All right, let's read through this. That video is old. Sorry, I just read the editor's note myself. The above video is from a previous coverage of Alex Cox's death in Gilbert. Okay, so let's go up to Thursday, May 27th, 2021. Breaking news. This is today, guys. The Chandler Police Department announced Thursday, today, it submitted a conspiracy to commit first-degree murder charges, first-degree murder charge against Lori Vallow in the death of her fourth husband, Charles Vallow. Chandler PD said they submitted the case to the Maricopa County Attorney's Office back on April the 1st, after coordination with investigators in Idaho. The county attorney will make the decision to pursue the charge in court. So we still have to wait for the county attorney in Maricopa County. All right. Investigators say Charles VALLOW was shot and killed by Lori's brother Alex in July of 2019. Cox claimed it was self-defense, but investigators continued to work the case. Cox died at his home in Gilbert in December 2019. We know that. So, oh, here we go. There's more. Lori VALLOW and her current husband, Chad, We know that. Okay. Nothing else to report on that. But they have submitted their investigation. So the investigation's complete, and they want her charged with conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. Justice for Charles, justice for Tylee, justice for JJ, and justice for Tammy. Is there anybody? It's not. Zalima is the lady that Alex Cox married. Alex Cox is Lori's brother. Sorry. Lori's brother. I'm reading all these questions. Wait a minute. Now, where'd your question go? Mystic Firefly. So is Tylee Colby's real sister then? Half. So they would be half brother and sister, technically. And then, oh yeah, okay, Zalima. Yes, Alex is her brother. He married Zalima in November of 19 in Las Vegas. And then he ultimately passed in her house a month later. Jimmy says, I think Lori was always a little loopy. Then she found another weirdo that believed in the same crazy shit she did. I think she's loopy. I think she's always been loopy too. Yeah, we're all sitting here shocked. Thank you for understanding, because when I'm the one that's like reporting this stuff as it's like happening, it's just kind of scary. You want to make sure you do the right thing. No insanity plea in Idaho. So what do they do in Idaho with their mentally incompetent people? That's my question. I'm going to wait for the answer because I asked it earlier and I didn't look back at chat. You should, Charlie. You wait until she's able, but what if she's never able? There's got to be something in place here. And my question is, did Chad also have an evaluation? And why isn't Chad indigent? Why is Lori indigent, but Chad's not? Where's Chad getting his money from? Because the money he got was from the 2 life insurance policies he had on Tammy. Well, now he's charged with her murder, so he doesn't have access to that money. If there's even any money left. All right, I'm looking up Idaho insanity plea. This will answer our question, you guys, right here. Hang on, let me get to the nitty-gritty of it. Okay, in 1982, the Idaho legislature repealed Idaho's insanity defense statute and enacted a law that states that mental condition shall not be a defense to any charge of criminal conduct. But the court may consider expert evidence on any state of mind which is an element of the offense. So in the case that made this all happen back in 1982, the man who was on trial for murder was a schizophrenic. And before his trial, he argued that the state's abolition of the insanity defense violated the right to due process. The trial court rejected this argument and it sentenced him to life in prison. On appeal, the Idaho Supreme Court concluded that his due process rights were adequately protected because he could challenge the mens rea element of the offense, and because the trial judge was required to consider his mental condition before sentencing him. The court also affirmed his life sentence, noting that although he lacked the ability to appreciate the wrongfulness of his conduct, his mental illness also provides a, quote, reason to give a considerable sentence. So on November 26th of last year, 2013, November 26, 2013, the U.S. Supreme Court declined to hear his case. Thus, the insanity defense remains unavailable to criminal defendants in Idaho. It is noteworthy, however, that 3 dissenting justices believed that a hearing was warranted. So, they say his case is compelling given the trial court's finding that he could not appreciate the wrongfulness of his conduct, which would satisfy a common legal test for insanity. Only Idaho, Montana, Kansas, and Utah have abolished the insanity defense completely. Thus, it is likely that if he had been charged in a different state, he would have been found legally insane. Because the Supreme Court passed on the case, states remain free to adopt a framework for addressing the relationship between mental illness and criminal responsibility that is at least as restrictive as Idaho's. And legal outcomes for people like this man that I was just talking about will vary widely across state lines. So basically, instead of saying, oh, he's insane, they're saying that they didn't have enough mental element to perceive what they did was wrong. So I don't know, like, that still doesn't really answer my question of how it goes from here. You know, like, what happens? Let's say she's never found competent. Some people aren't. Some people are just mentally ill. So what do they do with them? So they can use expert testimony. I just don't. It's such a blurred line. I'm just wondering what do states like that do with their mentally ill? Like, they're truly mentally ill. Are they just in their jails? There's a lot of discussion you can have on that topic. That's interesting. Okay, let me go back and read your guys' comments. Sister's Knives. Stacy Cox, which is Lori's sister, was diabetic and had an eating disorder. Nothing surprises me. I don't find her death necessarily suspicious. I know, all that legal mumbo jumbo. They will appoint a guardian to represent her. I just didn't know every state is different with, you know, having state mental hospitals versus, you know, just throwing the mentally ill in prison. I mean, I don't know what they do there. Yeah, exactly. That's what they did in Michigan, Cherokee Grandma. Back in the 80s, Governor Engler closed all the state mental hospitals, and those people had nowhere to go. So they ended up on the streets, homeless, with no medications. Horrible. Cherokee grandma, or Eternal Sunny, Lori was mentally competent when Charles VALLOW took her to get evaluated at the police station, remember? Right. Right. Yep, you're right. Huh. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens. I mean, there's no time frame. Like, I wonder when we'll get our next update on this. Because Rob Wood, the prosecutor, is definitely going to challenge this, I would think. Or respond. Maybe. I don't know. Would it be normal for Rob Wood to respond to an order? Because it's not a motion, it's an order. So I don't know if you can even respond to a judge's order. I don't think you can. But what's the next step? That's what I didn't get from anything that's been reported today. There's a stay until what? Like what's the next step? Oh, I'm sure she's going nuts being locked up. I'd rather be dead than locked up, honestly. Okay, so they're getting a second opinion. That's where it stands. Thank you. Crime Powwow. Cool name. So I guess they're getting a second opinion. The state is getting a second opinion. So, is this going to be kind of like when you see expert witnesses in a trial? The prosecution always has their expert witness, and then the defense has theirs, and they kind of wash each other out. Isn't that kind of what I mean? Like if the state's doctor comes back and says, no, she's just fine, then where do we go? Then the judge decides? I mean, how do you handle that? This is crazy. Oh my gosh. Brunch Mom said, Justin Lum just posted, the case against Brandon Boudreaux is an open investigation. Is that the, like, attempted murder on Brandon? I think they always try for the insanity defense. And then also they're buying time by dragging this out. But it seems like the more time they drag it out, the more that's coming out. It's like, wow, COVID's starting to lift. Courts are starting to open up a little bit. And then bam, we're just getting blasted left and right. Because tonight at 4 p.m. Mountain, 6 p.m. Eastern, Barry Morphew's back in court. Oh, yes, and Melanie P. I mean, all of this that's coming out. Wait, what's going on? Melanie P? Okay. Wait. The niece. So they're investigating her? Oh my God, Mommy Shell. No way. All right, breaking news. Breaking news. Breaking news, guys. Charles VALLOW's attorney, who was his attorney in his divorce from Lori, has issued a statement. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Thank you, Shell, for sending this. Oh my gosh. Mm-mm-mm. This is crazy. Okay. Ellsworth family law helped Charles Vallow file to divorce Lori Vallow in February of 2019. Charles also wanted full custody of their son JJ. His former lawyers say he feared for his life. Here's the Ellsworth family law statement. I'm going to actually pull that up so you guys can read along with me. I want you guys to see this as I'm seeing it. Honestly. Because you just can't make this up. All right, here it is, folks. Here it is, folks. Wow. So all these people are now coming out of the woodwork. It's weird how this is all falling together, isn't it? All right. Let's take a look. Like I said, this is Ellsworth Family Law in Mesa, Arizona. And it says, hang on. This statement is made in response to recent developments in the murder investigation of our former client, Charles Vallow. We are grateful for the diligence shown by many law enforcement agencies involved in Charles' murder investigation in Arizona, as well as the related homicide investigations taking place in Idaho. We are grateful for the news that the Chandler Police Department has submitted their investigation to the Maricopa County Attorney's Office, recommending Lori Vallow be charged with conspiracy to commit first-degree murder in the death of Charles Vallow. Charles feared for his life and predicted his demise from the day he stepped into our office and said, quote, "If anything happens to me, it was Lori and her brother Alex who did it." End quote. Our hearts and prayers go out to all the people affected by these heinous crimes and know that complete justice can never be achieved in these cases. Nevertheless, our hope and faith remain in that the criminal justice process will appropriately punish individuals responsible for these crimes. Signed, Stephen M. Ellsworth, F. Taylor Larson, Ellsworth Family Law PC. Charles could not have done more. He couldn't have done more. He did everything that he could. Oh, really, Christine? So, wow. Okay, let's recap really quick. Let's recap all the updates that happened during this live stream because we have too many. First off, on April the 1st, Lori was ordered to go through a competency exam with a psychologist. The results are back. She was deemed incompetent. So now we are waiting on the state's physician to do their own evaluation. Okay, so that's where we stand with that. Second update was what? Now I forgot. We have and then the other update was the investigation into Charles' death is now officially closed or complete, not closed, complete, and it's been handed over to the Maricopa County investigators. I can't remember the other update. We had 3 of them. It was like boom, boom, boom. Yeah, Charles William Bowers, Charles did. He loved Lori and he loved JJ. He was doing everything he could to try to save Lori. Oh, sisters, what about Melanie P? What's up with her? Is there something new? I just know Melanie Gibb was recorded by one of her friends. I have that in a video yesterday that you guys can go play if you haven't seen it. I have like a transcript of what she said to her friends or her friend on the phone that recorded her. And she definitely contradicts a lot of things that she testified to. Brunch says, Jay, did you see Nate's update? Rob Wood is contesting. Awesome. Okay, so not yet, but you think that Melanie P is going to be in trouble? And what for? Telling you, this case, I'm not getting anything done. Yesterday and today. Wait, Jimmy Rhino, what? Wait. You had Mother's Day dinner at whose house? Christine, I think I remember that name. What? Wait. I've got to go back. Who are you guys talking about? I missed it. I can't even find it. Oh, Ellsworth? Are you talking about Ellsworth? Melanie P is responsible for the attempted murder of Brandon. Thank goodness Alex was a bad shot that day. I love how they have text messages and shit from these guys. Oh, Juan Martinez. Yeah, Alex was just everybody's bitch. I wished Alex was alive, and I agree. I think Alex was killed. It's too suspicious. Why would Chad Daybell have called him for last rites? Unless Chad Daybell knew the guy was going to croak. Chad Daybell knew that dude was going to croak. So Chad Daybell probably did the last rites thing to make himself feel better in his weird effed up mind. A lot of locals in the chat. If you guys, want to, share anything locally, if you want to come on the show and share, whatever you may see or footage you get, if you want to do that, go ahead and email me, jis4justice@gmail.com. I don't know if Gibbs was at that pool party, but she was in town, wasn't she? Still? I know she wasn't at the townhome when Charles was killed, but she was in town. She was somewhere else, but we don't know where. Janice, I don't know. Okay, Gibb was not at the pool party. So from what I understand, she was somewhere else that day, but she was in town, but we don't know where she was. At her home? Oh, Alex. Hi, Alex. Oh, she wasn't staying there, but she wasn't over because she was over the day that Alex took JJ out of the house because she saw that. So she was at Lori's house that time. At that time. Probably, Cheryl. Probably. I mean, do I need to just stay live because are we going to keep getting updates? My goodness, this is just crazy. Yeah, Kara, that's the last rites. Why would Chad Daybell have called? And Zulema knew. That's another thing. If you watch the body cam, which I'm going to release, I have the long. Okay, hold on. I have the long version of Alex, all the body cam from when they arrived at Zulema's house until they got, I mean, even at the hospital. It's blurred out because before they released it, they blurred it out. But you have all the audio. And Zulema talks about Chad calling him, I think, in that body cam footage. She tells them that Chad called with last rites. So, what does that mean? You know? Oh my God, I'm confused too. My brain's spinning. Usually takes a month to update insurance, and Alex was married a month. You know what else was a month? Chad upped Tammy's life insurance, and then she died 30 days later as well. Zulema must have a lot of information. That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, Shell's just a little behind on responding to what I said. That's the latest and greatest, you guys. And I should probably end this before anything else comes in because it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon here and I haven't done half of what I was supposed to do. So, okay, so this is what I'm going to be releasing because I know you guys love stuff on this case. I have a couple things I'm going to be releasing. I'm going to release, yes, there was two insurance policies. There was one, I think a new one, and then he upped the other one to the max. So that's why there's 2 insurance fraud charges for Chad. So I'm going to be uploading my interview with Julie Rowe. I'm going to be re-uploading my interview with Julie Rowe. Interesting. So freaking interesting because now we know so much more. When I interviewed her, we didn't know shit. We didn't even know where the kids were. So that is freaking crazy. So watching that is going to be really interesting. And I think I'm going to premiere it so we can chat. So we can have a live chat. I'll replay that with a live chat. And then I also have the 3 long parts of body cam of Alex from the phone call to the hospital. Interview with Zulema. All that. If you missed the beginning, we had several updates from the incompetent update. Rewind, be kind and rewind. And then if you're replaying this, perfect. So listen, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to upload, or I'm not going to upload. I'm going to play my interview with Julie Rowe now. I'll get it set up and I'll do it just in a little bit. And I'll do a premiere at 4 o'clock Eastern. And then you guys can watch that. And then if you're interested in Barry Morphew, we're supposed to be on there at 6 o'clock Eastern. So I don't know how I'm going to get anything done, but I want to play that interview with Julie Rowe because I played it for myself last night and I was like, oh my God, this is crazy to listen to. So maybe you guys will find it interesting as well. And you can let me know in the comment section. But also I'm going to do a live chat during the premiere. So you guys will be able to chat. I can chat with you guys. All right. So 4 o'clock Eastern, I'm going to be re-uploading my Julie Rowe interview. Just let us chat and come back in. Be real. Me too. Me too. I mean, I'll update when there's stuff that comes out, but me too. None of that crazy stuff. None of that crazy stuff. So Thanks, you guys. Be looking for the Julie Rowe interview at 4 p.m. Eastern. Barry Morphew, 6 p.m. Eastern. See you guys later. I love you guys. See you soon. You guys are awesome. Please give this video a like on your way out.